Aloha and welcome to the KupunaWiki radio show. This month we're continuing our discussion on estate planning. And in studio we have Carol Moore with Estate Liquidators Hawaii. KupunaWiki's Hawaii senior resource. We talk to the best local professionals in the state regarding topics such as real estate, senior housing, estate planning, finance, and health, so that our Kupunan families can find the best resources in the midst of a life transition. We strive to make sure our seniors are informed and supported every step of the way. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Brandon Lau.
And I'm Andrew Leon,
Your host for the KupunaWiki radio show.
Our title sponsor for today is Cheney Brooks Choice Advisors, providing you with the best real estate information so you can make the most informed decision. As they like to say, real estate is about choice. To contact them, call 753-9033.
And now we have our real estate tip of the week, brought to you by Cheney Brooks Choice Advisors.
Moving can be a mentally stressful and physically strenuous task. Without proper preparation, attempting to move on your own can result in unnecessarily broken furniture and belongings as well as injury. Do not hesitate to look into moving companies, which can handle all aspects of carefully moving your valuable possessions into your new home.
To understand how we can help you move and also handle your real estate, contact Cheney Brooks Choice Advisors at 753-9033. Well, again, today in the studio we have Carol Moore, owner of Estate Liquidators Hawaii. Welcome back, Carol.
Hi, welcome everyone. Thank you for having me again.
Thanks for joining us again. Now, although we say owner of Estate Liquidators Hawaii, that's just one of your ventures. I know you have other things that you're into, but tell us, how did you develop this passion for antiquities and helping people with their estates, etc.?
You know, it really was interesting. I started working with a local auctioneer, and one of my businesses I own is an advertising agency.
Right.
So we started helping him advertise his auctions. And we did this for, I would say, close to a decade, maybe 8 years. It was so fascinating. I mean, the things that would come across the desk, the things he'd have to advertise, and then trying to learn about what we would be advertising was also very, very fascinating. So with that being said, I was so interested, I pursued my appraisal license for antiquities, and I am certified. And every single day when I open the doors, you never know what's going to come in.
Right.
It's always a surprise.
So it's exciting.
It is. You won't believe what people have in their attics or their homes that they never knew they had. You know, and we just finished cleaning out another client's house, and we had to clean his attic. That was one of our jobs as the estate liquidators. We had to go through everything. And there were things there that he had when he was a child.
Huh.
He hasn't seen, but they are so valuable now. We're talking like metal Tonka trucks, things like that. A POG collection.
No kidding.
And those do have some value, but again, they come back. They'll come back. Everything, you know.
Was that my attic? It sounds really familiar.
Hey, I lost a pod collection too.
But Matchbox cars, you know, all of that is very collectible today.
So you're able to find value in the midst of things that people may not know that they have value.
Absolutely. And to the client himself, he didn't think it was valuable.
Right.
And we ended up selling the whole set, I think, for about $2,000. And there wasn't very many cars in the set, but it's just, it's a collectible.
Right.
And they're not being made anymore.
So your journey started off in advertising.
Yes.
You got involved as an appraiser in antiquities. How long have you owned your business, Estate Liquidators Hawaii?
I want to say we're going on almost 8 to 9 years.
Wow, that's great.
It's gone by so quickly.
Yeah.
I'm really fortunate for the great amount of people that I've been able to meet. Wonderful clients,
Right.
you know, that are very, very patient with us. That we grow and we're expanding into different things.
Right. And you do have a storefront,
Yes.
right? And
Kaimiki.
Kaimiki. And if somebody was driving in the Wailea area, how could they find you?
It's the address is 1126 12th Avenue.
Okay.
So if anybody is familiar, it's right next to the old Victoria Inn, which is now a restaurant called 12th Avenue Grill. So you will see the big 12th Avenue sign there.
Little plug.
And the parking lot is the other thing. So there's only one parking lot in Kaimiki.
Right.
It's a municipal lot. So we're right by the parking lot. And we're in a walk-through building.
Okay. So if somebody walked by and took a look in the window, what would they find in your fabulous store?
Chandeliers,
Okay.
crystal,
Uh-huh.
very unique pieces of jewelry, furniture, lots of unique pieces of furniture,
Right.
photo albums
Okay.
of celebrities, and almost anything you can think of that I feel people would like to buy, I actually ask to take and consign. Paintings as well. Okay.
So some people would actually consign them to your store, and then I guess if somebody walks in and wants to buy them, then you help them with that transaction.
Correct.
And then aside from that, you, in your process of helping to liquidate estates and handle estates, you actually go on site. Right?
Yes,
And
yes, absolutely.
share, how does that work?
So we get calls from people either wanting to downsize or they're moving or adding, and they come back to us or give us a call and ask, well, I have all this in my house. Is it valuable? What do I do with it? I said, well, we can present different options for you, from a donation to a disposal to maybe a liquidation process that we can help facilitate for you. So most of the times we get those calls in and not quite sure where to start. They are not, the clients are. So we kind of come in and it's a free assessment, kind of give them some ideas. A lot of them are very unfamiliar with the liquidation processes. So we kind of hold their hand and walk them through that and show them the process is just not overwhelming. Just take it apart piece by piece. So we can help them do that.
So let's say somebody did need help with liquidation. They would hire your services.
Yes.
And what would be the steps involved?
So we bring in a team of about 3 to 4, or maybe more, depending on what size the property is, and we'll go through things and we'll help kind of sort them out. We encourage the clients to first go through things they absolutely know they want, or mean a value, are memorable to them. After that, we kind of start the segregating process. And from there, we can say, like, this is going to be valuable. I'd love to help you sell it. This also could be valuable. And then when they're ready, we haul everything away for them.
So basically, A to Z,
A
you
to
help
Z,
that whole
A to Z.
process.
And it can go anywhere from a few months to a few days. Again, depending what our needs are when we get there. Some people they've already have everything in boxes.
Right.
Other people open the cupboards and say, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
They may not have been there for a few years, right? So they said, yeah, please.
So, yeah, it's a variety.
And a lot of your clients are probably kupuna, right? And so you're helping the process. Now, you said you have a team of 3 or 4 people. So some of your clients probably may not have the physical ability to do these things, which is why they're hiring your service. What happens when there's things that don't sell and they need to have it moved anyway? How do you folks get involved?
I mean, basically, if it's a donation or disposal type of, then we can help them take that away as well.
Okay, so you'd physically be involved in the process.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
So, I mean, we have been working, surprisingly, with a lot of clients whose children live in the mainland. And I'm sure you folks have experienced that as well.
Many.
And, they can't do it themselves. Nor do they, so we go along, we take the time as long as necessary to kind of help him or her decide what they're going to do. But a variety of stages, and yes, the moving company can take it away.
Right. Well, I'm sure they appreciate you very much.
I enjoy what I do. I really do.
Now, I know there was a famous estate that you recently helped somebody with, and are you able to share who that was and what that was about?
Absolutely. It was, I would say, one of the largest, probably most notable, legendary Hollywood celebrity Hawaii will ever have as far as an auction. It was Jim Neighbors.
Jim Neighbors.
Just concluded
Awesome.
on Sunday.
Really?
Just concluded, and I believe the bidding was for about 2 weeks, so it just concluded. Just finished.
So how long was the preparation of that, and how many different increments were involved?
Over 700 lots of different pieces. But what was really fascinating is it was just a glimpse into the life of a celebrity. I mean, his pictures with Burt Reynolds and Lonnie Anderson, and even one with Ronald Reagan.
Wow.
These are just photos. But you also were able to touch and feel and own, if you wanted to purchase, what he loved, his collectibles, were they crystals, and he had things called the Remingtons, which are bronze sculptures of horses. They're very, very popular. And, things that he would have entertainment dinners with, the type of eating utensils he would have, which one set, was 24 karat gold.
No kidding.
Beautiful. Just beautiful pieces.
Well, Carol, we want to hear more about this famous event that you helped participate in, and we'll hear more about it right after this commercial break.
How that that event went. Maybe if you wanted to go through the process, you mentioned 700 lots.
700 lots.
Yeah, but how long did that whole process take of when you first, found out that you were going to do the auction, to appraising and prepping all of that? Can you share a little bit how that process went?
Absolutely. I would say we started about 8 months ago.
8 months.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was about 8 months ago, and taking everything out of a very, very large diamond head property was quite an interesting feat. So we had numerous teams working, and then we had to make sure that everything was organized. So, we weren't quite at the point where we could have a photographer photograph everything, but it was, the yellow pad and then putting a number on the box and what was in the box. We tried our very best to be organized because it had to be transferred to a storage facility until the actual auction could get underway. So with that, organization was really key, and what went into what unit and, this. And it was interesting because a lot of the pieces were so big. With real estate prices the way they are in Hawaii, I'm sure, people don't have a lot of square footage most of the times. So there were 8-foot paintings. There were 30-foot long mirrors, things that, you don't normally see in homes. So that whole process, so when we were ready to start the auction, then everything had to come out and then get photographed, at the same time researched. So it was a really, really neat, that's a fun process too. My staff kind of looks up things and I'll assign them different areas to do research on it. So I'll come back in the office like, oh, look what I found. And I said, wow. And we get a kick out of it. It is really, really challenging. Although it's interesting too is that Hawaii is such a different market. So probably things that went really well here would not have done very well in the mainland and vice versa.
So there were maybe some items that you may not have known that were valuable until you folks actually did the research. So you guys would normally just take everything and kind of sift through them and see what is valuable and that can be auctioned off. And what would you do with the ones that say are not not as valuable and can't be sold?
Well, especially for this one, everything's valuable.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
And everything did sell, so we were very excited. Normally there's always plan B. If an auction, some of the items don't sell in the auction, then they maybe can come back to the store. Or, our foot traffic and being open can also offer them another opportunity to sell their items. And then we have internet sales as well on our website sales. So there's a lot of possibilities. We don't ever like to say, no, we can't do this. We will always give it 101% if I think we can go ahead and help them.
And there may be some things that, like I said, you won't know until you do your research. But how does the appraisal process go? If you can share
That's
a
a
little bit
very
about
interesting question. Thank you. A lot of times, the appraisal process does work. I am a certified appraiser, and that involves a lot of research. Because of our certification, we actually physically have to see something. We physically have to be on site to see it and take a photo. After that, the process is basically a lot of research. Comparisons, comparables, what has sold before, what didn't sell, where it's at, what the price ranges are. So really an appraisal is opinion of value. So, it is subject to everybody has maybe a different appraisal, might say this is worth $25,000, I may say no, this is $10,000. But through my experience and what we've known, that's a lot what I think the client pays for an appraisal for, their expertise and their first-hand knowledge of what they believe the value is.
So I wanted to just go back to that Jim Neighbors auction. Can you share what was the most popular item from that auction?
Yes. One of the most popular items was his paintings by the artist John Young.
Oh.
And I'm sure you guys, he's very popular in Hawaii.
Right.
So they each went for a few thousand apiece, which was very, very interesting. And of course the koa rockers went very well. Who wouldn't want a koa rocker with a plaque on the back, this is Jim Neighbors. And we had a 96-piece sterling silver Tiffany set.
Tiffany set.
It was Tiffany set. That went for a few thousand, almost 10,000. So yeah, just some really unique things that I don't think a lot of us would go to the store and necessarily purchase, but it was just, again, like I said, a sense of what his lifestyle is like and how many people loved him.
Well, I'm sure there were a lot of interest, and I'm sure you guys had a lot of bidders, since
Yeah.
you said everything was sold.
Everything.
Yeah, but I wanted to kind of find out from you, what are the items that are coming back that are kind of, you know, that you're seeing come through your store now that may not have been something that might have come through in the past.
Yeah, and so lately, I would say within the last 6 to 8 months, it's really been changing. People are looking more for still, again, Hawaiiana. Anything old koa is hard to find. It's getting harder and harder to find with that wood. So that's always been a big thing. Old books are coming back in. People, you know, if you look at a book and it's like from 1900 or 1800, we've gotten a few, they usually don't stay very long on the shelves.
And what do people do when they buy the books? They have to actually take somebody then restore it, right?
If they want to, otherwise it just remains there, collectible as is. And sometimes restoring for books is not. People just like to have the faded part or the signature on it and the side. So that's been a really big thing. Now people are looking for that, and then albums, because as you know, the turntables are sold, at Urban Outfitters, things like that, and they're so popular. So albums are starting to come back in.
Why do you think that is? I mean, the books, I'm guessing because everything is all electronic and screen-based, that people like the tactile feature of actually touching pages. It's rare, I guess. Why records? Why would that happen?
You want to know, I asked myself that question. So my daughter just bought one from Urban and brought it home, and we were in her kitchen, and she said, "Oh, you've got to hear this cool song." And I listened to the record player, and it was so grainy. And I just said, what am I missing here? But that, I think, is the younger generation especially are so used to technology being so crisp, so clear, that I think it was the authenticity of basically putting a record on a turntable, listening to it in the beginning, and I think that's why it's coming back. And it's going to be a collectible again. I've known tons of people that have over 100, just
That's so
been collecting. But isn't that interesting when you think, why is it coming back?
Right.
It's not the sound quality, it's just the,
the
feeling of putting
I like
a
that
record.
word, authenticity.
Yeah,
Right.
really neat.
Do you think that our younger generation will start to appreciate these, antiquities more, and not view it as just, that was my mom's stuff, or my grandma's stuff?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
a lot more. The younger generation has been coming into the store quite frequently. I want to say more appreciation for the things that you're not going to go to a department store and find.
Right.
So that's what they're really seeing is very cool. It's very unique. The typewriters. Typewriters, you have to actually type like a select, and you need the ink.
Right.
You need the ribbon. And again, to them, that's cool. It's unique. And they work. So I just think we are seeing a lot more appreciation from another generation now, and it's going to be very interesting. I mean, like I said to somebody, mid-century modern furniture.
Right.
Nobody wanted it. You could find it on the side of the road for rubbish pickup. Now you can't even. It's going for thousands of dollars.
Isn't that amazing?
That's interesting, right?
Yeah.
Mid-century had its day in the sun and lost it, and now it's coming back.
Yeah.
So.
Well, one plentiful type of furniture that I think it doesn't get a lot of, desire these days is like rosewood, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's very plentiful, and do you think it'll come back? Like
No.
no.
I'm just kidding.
That's that is for my parents.
Because there's okay, go ahead.
I feel that the wood it's not like a koa.
Right.
I mean, it can be manufactured in larger quantities, and maybe I misspoke, but that's what I've learned.
Right.
And it just seems to be coming in waves right now,
Right.
and I don't foresee the other generation coming up to want that type of furniture. And again, it's a size issue. So when you look at the more modern furniture stores, their furnitures are made for 500-600 square feet apartments. So the furniture is made like that for that type of environment. And the rosewood, the dining tables are 8-9 pieces with leaves, like instead of 12. And then the sofas, and it's just like, wow. So it was just different back then. The homes were bigger. People stayed and entertained at home more. when if you're living in a salt area, you come home and you go out, or
Right.
you're walking,
So it's a matter of function,
Right.
not just form.
right?
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of it though.
Yeah. Do you find these days that it's hard to continue to stay in your line of work and compete with all the online type retailers and so on?
Yes and no.
Yeah.
I think, when you look at like Amazon, right? They were only online, and what are they doing now? Brick and mortar. So
Right.
that's a good indication that I think the internet will always be there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think sometimes people still want to have that feel, or they want to come in and they want to look at the piece. And so I think we will always have that competition, but I think it makes it better. Any competition is always healthy. But I think the stores, even like the Amazon comparison, where they now are making themselves brick and mortar in a certain part, just to stay competitive.
Right. And they're trying to be relevant,
Right.
maybe in a space that people don't usually recognize. It,
Right. Right. It's very interesting.
So where do you see Estate Liquidators Hawaii and maybe your personal ventures taking you into the future? What do you see coming up?
Oh, so many wonderful things. It's very interesting. I have a number of companies, but they all interchange with each other, and they all help out each other. So, we hope to still keep growing and
Right.
getting to meet new clients and see new faces and bring in things that are different.
Right.
I want people to come into my store every week. Go, wow, you have 20 more items, or we didn't see this last week. Yeah, come back every day. And we have our loyal customers. They'll come every week just
Right.
because something is different.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to be here. We're going to grow.
Yeah.
And that's,
Yeah. Well, the nice thing is you always have a lot of people who are fans of yours, and then they refer you business. And I know in the whole estate planning process, you are that one piece that helps you, if I can say, handle the physical artifacts, of the estate, and make sure that they're responsibly handled. So I'm sure, estate planners,
right.
realtors like ourselves, they're all referring back to you, right? So you're always going to have people who are championing your business.
And I hope that we
Yeah.
can provide that need where we're going to be flexible enough to work with people, clients, then the realtors, understanding their full need. And hey, we have to get the house on the market. So what is my team going to do to help facilitate that as quick as possible?
Right.
Working within how fast or slow the client wants to move. So that's always been another factor. But we have a good team.
Yeah.
Very experienced. Yes.
Are there any things that you folks are currently doing or promoting that you think our listeners should be aware of?
Promoting that, no, we're still there. I mean, we did a little renovation in the store, so please come by and see.
Yeah.
And we're looking for a little higher end furniture pieces as well. Smaller, but something a little different.
Give me an idea.
What do we say? Victorian dressers.
Okay.
Things you won't find. Small side tables from the 1800s. We were carrying a lot of the smaller items like teacups, and we're trying to move away from that a little bit so we can offer more variety.
So if people were interested and said, hey, Carol might take interest in this, they call you, right? And you'll come down and meet with them or see whatever is needing attention. So how can they reach you, and what's that process like?
Yes, please. They can always text me. So technology, you always just send me a picture, or they can call me at 258-5431 anytime.
Okay. And if they want to come and meet you in person, maybe at your store, again, can you share that information?
Yes, absolutely. So best to give me a call.
Okay.
And I can set up an appointment. Be happy to meet with someone at the store and kind of show them around and what we do.
Right.
So 258-5431.
And your store again is at?
1126 12th Avenue in Kaimiki.
Okay. And one thing I don't know if we got to was your online presence. You do have a website.
Yes.
And how can they reach you there?
www.elhawaii.com.
And they'll see your information and what you do.
Everything, yes. You can even contact me through there if it's more comfortable and easier. And we do some sales on our online shopping cart as well, so please check it out.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Carol, for all you do to service those who need estate planning and liquidation and servicing our Kupuna. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Coming up next, we have our KupunaWiki Classic Trivia.